So welcome to the course of Unlock Communication. Myself Prabhakar, working as assistant professor in Department of ECE. So in the last sessions or in the last videos we have seen about AM transmitter, how it is classified, low level AM transmitter and high level AM transmitter, and next one we discussed about FM transmitter, that is a direct type and indirect type. In direct type we will be using variable reactance by using FET as an reactance circuit. So this is about a transmitter, and coming to the next part, the receiver. So in transmitter we are transmitting the signal, we will be converting into EMF electromagnetic waves and you are transmitting. At the receiver, once again you will be receiving the same signal and you have to get back the original message signal. So in this lecture we will discuss about receiver. Normally in receiver we will be having two types of receiver. One is called as TRF receiver, tuned to radio frequency receiver, and the next one is called as super heterodyne receiver. We will discuss one by one. So what are the basic functions of a receiver? That is, it will be receiving electromagnetic wave in the receiving antenna to produce the desired RF modulated carrier. So it has to intercept the electromagnetic waves in the receiving antenna to produce the desired RF modulated carrier, and also it has to select the desired signal and remove the unwanted signal. So at the receiver will be receiving many signals. So the receiver has to select the proper signal and it has to remove the unwanted signal, that is the select the desired signal and remove the unwanted signal. So after selecting the desired signal, it must be able to amplify that RF signal, and it has to detect the RF carrier to get back the original RF modulated frequency voltage. So at the transmitter, so depending upon the voltage, so we have transmitted some, that is modulated. We will be doing modulation by mixing both the message signal and the carrier signal. So at the receiver it has to be separated. Message signal has to be separated and the carrier signal has to be separated. That is we have to receive the original message signal, modulated frequency, and it has to amplify the modulated frequency voltage. So at the transmitter we discussed that depending upon the input voltage, the reactance will be changing, which in turn changes the carrier frequency according to the amplitude of the message signal. So at the receiver, once again you have to get the RF modulated frequency voltage, and then you have to amplify the voltage, you have to get back the original message signal. So these are some features of receiver. It should be simple, that is simplicity of operation, good fidelity, good selectivity, average sensitivity, and adaptability to different types of aerials. That is, we will discuss one by one. So first one is it must be simple to operate, that is a simplicity of operations. Selectivity, how the receiver is capable of selecting a desired signal, and this one is adaptability to different types of aerials. Aerials means antenna, so it must be adaptable to all the types of antenna. We will discuss one by one. So these are some features and these are some characteristics of the receiver, that is sensitivity, selectivity, fidelity. There are many characteristics, but in general these are the important characteristics of a receiver: sensitivity, selectivity and fidelity. We will discuss one by one. That is sensitivity, it must be able to amplify the weak signal. How sensitive it is? If you are getting a weak signal, it must be able to amplify the weak signal, that is ability to amplify the weak signal, that is called as sensitivity. So depends upon the RF amplifier. So sensitivity of a receiver normally depends upon a RF amplifier, that is how it can amplify the weak signal. The RF amplifier can, how the RF amplifier can amplify the weak signals, that is a sensitivity expressed in terms of unit is microvolts or decibels, dB. The unit of sensitivity is microvolts or decibels. So sensitivity means it must be able to amplify the weak signals. Selectivity, as we already told, that it must be able to select the desired signal and it must remove the unwanted signal, that is select the desired signal and reject the other signals. So many signals will be received at the transmitter. The receiver will be able to select the proper desired signal and it must reject all other signals. The selectivity is obtained by using the tuned circuits. How we are selecting the desired signal is obtained by using the tuned circuits. What is the next one? Fidelity. Fidelity is nothing but ability of a receiver to reproduce the original signal. So we receive the signals. So depending upon sensitivity, we are amplifying the signals. Selectivity, it will be able to identify the desired signal and the unwanted signal. And this one is fidelity, means able to amplify the, reproduce the original modulating signal. That is ability of a receiver to reproduce all the modulating frequency equally. So fidelity depends upon a AF amplifier, audio frequency amplifier. So for example, I am transmitting with frequency of some 90 megahertz. At the receiver will be able to receive both 90 megahertz, 95 megahertz, 100 megahertz, 120 megahertz, etc. So the receiver will be receiving the signal. It will be going for a selectivity, that is it will be selecting this range of frequency and it will be rejecting the remaining frequency. Sensitivity, it will be able to amplify the weak signals. Whereas fidelity means I received the 90 megahertz, the 90 megahertz has to reproduce at the receiver. That is a fidelity, reproduce all the modulating frequency equally. So coming to the classification, as I told, receiver will be classified into two types. One is a tuned radio frequency receiver, normally we will be calling it as a TRF receiver, and second one is a super heterodyne receiver. We will discuss one by one. Normally we will be using a TRF receiver. There are many disadvantages in TRF receiver which will be overcome by using super heterodyne receiver. So this is a TRF receiver. So receiving antenna, RF amplifier, this one is a demodulator, this one is a audio voltage amplifier and audio power amplifier, but the last part is the loudspeaker. So in the transmitter, we seen that we are speaking something, it is converted into audio signal, is converted into voice electrical signal and it is transmitted over the antenna. At the receiver, you will be using the receiver antenna. So you will be using radio frequency amplifier to amplify the frequency. The received signal will be using RF amplifier. Then this one is a demodulator and this is a voltage, audio voltage amplifier, and the last part is a loudspeaker. To increase the voltage, you will be using the audio voltage amplifier and audio power amplifier. So this is a general thing about a TRF receiver, normal receiver or a TRF receiver, that is a tuned radio frequency receiver. This is a part, that is a tuned radio frequency amplifier. This one is an antenna. So these are the amplifier. Normally we will be using 2 to 3 RF amplifiers. And this one is a demodulator. and the last part is the audio. So we'll discuss about the TRF receiver. First one is the interception. Interception means, so many radio waves are coming, so the receiver has to intercept with the proper frequency and it has to receive the signals. Radio waves coming from different transmitted antenna are received by the receiving antenna. So at the receiving antenna will be having many signals will be coming at the receiver side. All it has to be received by the receiver antenna. The main purpose is to select the desired RF signal, as I told. So it must selectivity. It must be able to select the proper desired signal and it has to remove the unwanted signal. That is the interception. Selection selects a particular carrier frequency and rejects the other frequency. So it will be selecting a particular carrier frequency, that is, if you are transmitting at 90 megahertz, it will be selecting some range of 90 to 95 megahertz and it will be removing the below frequency and higher frequency. That is, if 88 megahertz of frequency is received, it will be rejecting that one, and if 100 or 120 megahertz of frequency is received, it will be rejected. Selection. So it will be selecting a particular carrier frequency and rejects the other frequency. So depending upon the receiver tuning, it selects the desired signal. And the next part is a RF amplifier. So after selecting the proper desired signal, you will be going for an demodulator followed by an RF amplifier. That is it. The selected RF signal is amplified by using a Class C tuned amplifier. Normally we will be using a Class C tuned amplifier. As we discussed in the diagram, receiver consists of 2 or 3 RF amplifier. So that all are employed together to select the amplify the incoming frequency and rejects the other frequency. We are receiving radio frequency here. So the antenna will be selecting the proper desired frequency. This frequency will be amplified by using the RF amplifier. Normally we will be using 2 to 3 stages of RF amplifier. So it has to amplify the incoming frequency and rejects the other frequency. So after selectivity is over, selection is over, it must amplify the RF frequency and it has to reject all other frequencies. Detection. Detection is nothing but similar to demodulation. So we have received RF signal. Once again, we have to separate message signal and carrier signal. So only we will be going for detection or demodulation. That is a process of recovering the baseband signal or the message signal from the modulated signal. I think you will be knowing what is the difference between baseband signal and a modulated signal. Baseband signal is nothing but a message signal. After modulation, we will be calling it as a signal called as modulated signal. That is, you will be mixing both message signal and the carrier signal together. This is called as modulated signal. So detection is the process of demodulation where you will be recovering the original baseband signal from the modulated signal. From the modulated signal, I am going to separate message signal and carrier signal. And this one, the last part is about audio amplifier. So the detected audio signal is amplified by using audio amplifier. So, Y means the final output is loudspeaker. So before going to the loudspeaker, it must be amplified. The audio voltage has to be amplified. So we will be using the audio. So these are the advantages of TRF receiver. It is simple and cheap, easy to construct. It is simple to design and allow the broadcast frequency of 540 kilohertz to 1640 kilohertz. The frequency range of a TRF receiver is 540 kilohertz to 1640 kilohertz. So I sensitivity is there. We already discussed what is sensitivity, selectivity and fidelity. So these are some advantages, and there are few disadvantages. So at higher frequency it produces difficulty in design. If you are going for a frequency beyond that 1640 kHz, it is difficult to design this TRF receiver. Instability. The system is not a stable one and there is a variation in bandwidth. Poor selectivity. Advantages, we have seen that high sensitivity, whereas selectivity is very poor in TRF receiver. So the first one is at high frequency it is very difficult to design. Second one is it is unstable, and third one is variation in bandwidth. Last one is poor selectivity. These disadvantages will be overcome by a special type of receiver called as super heterodyne receiver. So coming to the next part, it is the second type of receiver is a super heterodyne receiver, especially meant for designed to overcome the problems in TRF, that is the disadvantages, poor selectivity, instability. The problems will be overcome by using super heterodyne receiver. It is a complex circuit compared with the TRF, but excellent performance is under many conditions. Even though the circuit is complex, but when compared with the performance, it will be having better performance when compared with the TRF receiver. First we will discuss about what is a heterodyne, then we will go about super heterodyne. Heterodyne means we will be mixing two frequencies together in a nonlinear device. That is, to mix two frequencies together in a nonlinear device, or we will be translating from one frequency to another by using a nonlinear device. That is, either we will be mixing two frequencies or we will be converting, that is translating from one frequency to the other frequency. That is a concept of heterodyne. And why it is called a super heterodyne means receiver tunes the desired signal and converts the signal to intermediate frequency. So in super heterodyne we will be using another concept called as IF, that is intermediate frequency, via a signal mixing circuit. Then the intermediate frequency is optimized to fully recover the modulated signal. That is, in super heterodyne receiver, all the incoming signal will be converted into a particular frequency, intermediate frequency. From the intermediate frequency, once again we will be, from the intermediate frequency only we will be getting back the original modulated signal. That is a super heterodyne concept. So only we will be calling it as a super heterodyne receiver. That is, heterodyne means we will be mixing two frequency, or we will be converting one frequency to other, and also we will be using the desired signal will be converted into a frequency called as intermediate frequency. From the intermediate frequency we will be getting back the original modulated signal. So this is a concept of heterodyne, that is up conversion or down conversion. This one is a fixed intermediate frequency. Normally the standard range of intermediate frequency is 455 kilohertz. Then these are the subsequent processing. These are all common. We have already discussed in TRF receiver itself. So the basic process is all the incoming signal will be converted into a fixed intermediate frequency. Either we will be doing up conversion, that is, either we will be increasing the frequency or you will be decreasing the frequency, and you will be making the frequency to 455 kilohertz. So this is the block diagram of an super heterodyne receiver, most popular type of a radio receiver that is used in AM and FM, TV broadcasting, cellular and satellite systems. Main idea is down converted RF signal to some fixed lower or intermediate frequency, then amplify it and direct it. That is the incoming signal. So this is the incoming EM field, and this is the part of the conversion. We will be using a local oscillator mixer. So the incoming signal will be converted into an RF signal to some fixed lower frequency or intermediate frequency. So whatever the frequency you are getting at the receiver, it will be converted into IF frequency of 455 kilohertz. From 455 kilohertz, we will be going for amplification, that is IF amplifier and detector, which is nothing but a demodulator, and we will be getting back the original baseband signal, that is either voice, video or data. So this is the concept of super heterodyne receiver. That is whatever may be the incoming signal, it will be converted into intermediate frequency, some lower order frequency, that is intermediate frequency, fixed one, 455 kilohertz, and then this 455 kilohertz frequency will be amplified, and we will be going for a demodulation or detector, and then the final baseband circuit is baseband output, that is a modulated message signal is obtained. So from this part, it will be common to both TRF receiver and super heterodyne receiver, that is RF amplifier, oscillator, audio voltage amplifier, audio power amplifier, etc. And this part is very important in super heterodyne receiver. That is, either it will be up converting or down converting to a frequency called as intermediate frequency. So these are the parts we will discuss one by one. That is, the first one is an RF amplifier, amplifies the weak signal coming out of the antenna. So it rejects the image frequency, and bandwidth is much wider than the signal bandwidth. Then mixer, will be knowing that it will be combining together with the local oscillator, down converts the RF signal to an IF frequency band. This one, RF amplifier will be receiving all the signal and it will be rejects the image frequency. Mixer, with the help of local oscillator, it will be down converts the RF signal to IF frequency band, that is intermediate frequency band. IF amplifier, intermediate frequency amplifier, amplifies the IF signal up to 10 power 6 and rejects the adjacent channel signal, that is it rejects other signals and interference. So its bandwidth is same as the signal bandwidth. Last one is a detector. You will be knowing that nothing but a demodulator recovers the message signal, and also you will be using a circuit called as AGC, automatic gain control. Since you are using intermediate frequency, the change in gain can be automatically controlled by using this automatic gain control. Adjust the IF frequency gain according to the signal level. And the last one is the local oscillator, allows the tuning of receiver to the desired channel. So this part, antenna will be receiving many signals. So the RF amplifier will be collecting the signal, amplifying the signal. It will be having selectivity. That is, it will be selecting a particular frequency of signal and it will be rejecting the remaining frequency. Mixer and local oscillator are to down convert or up convert into intermediate frequency, that is a 455 kilohertz. We will be using this mixer and local oscillator. Then this intermediate frequency will be amplified and it will be given to the demodulator or detector. For automatic gain control, we will be using a circuit called as AGC together with the local oscillator, that is down converts the RF signal to a IF frequency band. So this is about your super heterodyne receiver. What are the advantages? We have seen the advantages of TRF receiver, disadvantages. Similarly, these are the advantages of super heterodyne receiver, that is no variation in bandwidth, whereas in TRF receiver we have seen that it is unstable, more variation in bandwidth. Here it is, you will be having no variation in bandwidth, high sensitivity, then high adjacent channel rejection, remaining frequency or the adjacent frequency will be removed. Improved signal to noise ratio, SNR is greater in super heterodyne receiver, better selectivity, better tracking, and used in AM and FM communication. So the main point is there is no variation in bandwidth, high selectivity, and it will be, you can able to reject the high adjacent channel frequencies and unwanted frequencies, and will be having high signal to noise ratio. Disadvantages, the only main disadvantages is frequency problem, image frequency problem. What is this image frequency means? So I am down converting that received signal into some, I am doing either up conversion or down conversion, and I am making to a intermediate frequency of 455 kilohertz, and there are some other signals which will be more or less will be getting the same value as the intermediate frequency. For example, if intermediate frequency is 455 kilohertz, you can also get a frequency of 1455 kilohertz. So which is nothing but a image, just an, it will be represented as an image of this particular frequency. So the main problem of this super heterodyne receiver is the image frequency problem. Other than that, the performance wise, when compared with the TRF receiver, this super heterodyne receiver is the best. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask.